Welcome to Macro Golf's Get Golfers Moving. So in this series, I'm really just trying to get golfers up off the chair, up from sitting down, and get their body moving. Whether that's to break down a long period of sitting, maybe in a half-hour break from working from home, or if you just sat down on the sofa and you just want to get your body moving and you feel yourself getting lethargic and getting a bit of pain in this session, it will be perfect for you. So as always with these sessions, we don't need any equipment, we just need a comfortable surface to lay down on. And the idea is we start from a laying position and we work our way up onto our knees and then finish where we should be in a standing position. So we're going to start in a laying position. Just come down onto your back and just take a minute here to get some deep breaths in. So we're really trying to breathe deeply right from in the belly, really deep within the belly. You should feel the belly rise and fall as you breathe and try and keep that breathing through the whole session. So a few deep breaths here. And you can breathe deeply, you can hear your breath. A few more deep breaths here. And the last one. Now you're going to take your right leg, you put your right leg flat onto the mat ahead of you. And you can bring your left knee up and over onto the right hand side. So you might need to shift yourself over on the mat. That's going to come up and over. So the idea is we're bringing that left knee over to the floor, but we're going to try and pin our left shoulder down on the mat. So both shoulders remain on the mat. We can just use our right hand to ease that knee over, just to get a little bit of a twist coming in the upper body. Again, really trying to breathe deeply into the stomach, even in this position. And you'll find as you exhale, you'll be able to move that stretch a little bit further each time. If you've got the space, you can open yourself right up into a crucifix position. 2 more deep breaths in. Slowly unwind, bring that foot back down, and we're going to swap legs. So the left leg is going to go completely forwards. Right knee is going to come up, it's going to fold over to our left. We're going to open up the right shoulder. So I've got space this side, so I can open up my right hand all the way. I can actually turn my head and look towards my right hand as well. But again, really trying to breathe nice and deeply into the stomach here. Going to release some of that tension that's been built up from the seated position. Slowly unwind and come back to the middle. So now we're going to come into a dead bug position. So what we're going to do is we're going to really keep this core engaged and not get this gap coming to our back like this. So we don't want to be raised up with this gap. We want to keep this really engaged, keep everything flat to the mat. So we're going to engage this area and keep this flat. We're then going to create a 90-degree bend in the hip, in the knee and in the ankle, and the hands are going to come up directly ahead of us as well. Now just to stay in this position with core activation should be a challenge. I'm just going to challenge that position a little bit further. So what I'm going to get you to do is to move your left leg and your right arm to reach out ahead of you. So left leg comes forward, right arm comes down. If you've got enough shoulder mobility, you should be able to touch your right hand behind your head and stretch your left foot out. And back to the middle, and then do the opposite hands, opposite foot. And back. Left foot, right arm, keeping the core engaged. Left arm, right foot. Back to the middle and take a rest there. So you can just feel what that activation feels like. And you'll see that all of those muscles would have been very, very lazy as you've been sat down for the last few hours. So we're going to roll ourselves up now to a seated position. So just grab onto the top of your shins and just do a little bit of self-massage into the lower back. And then on our final roll, we're going to roll all the way up into a seated position. So come all the way up and sit on your bum. So now the next movement we're going to do, if you've had previous shoulder problems or if you're very, very tight in upper body, then it's going to feel a little bit uncomfortable, so just adjust based on the level of mobility that you've got. So what you're going to do is you're going to try and get your fingers to point towards your toes. Now it might be enough that just to get into this position is a challenge enough. In that case, push your chest up to the sky, lift your chin nice and proud, and take some deep breaths in this position, okay? If you think you can go a little bit further, then create a little bit more room, tuck your feet under, and then you can think about pushing your hips up to the sky. And then lowering it back down. This can be a real challenge to your hamstrings and glutes as well. I'm going to do 2 more here. So again, if you can't do this, just stay in this position, that's absolutely fine. And 1 more. And take a rest there. We're going to spin all the way around now onto our fronts. And come into a tabletop position. So, hands nice and widely spread, fingers widely spread, and shoulders directly over the hands. And the toes can now just tuck slightly under. So we're going to come into a plank position. I'm just going to work on some really slow movements in a press up. Now, if you're not feeling strong enough to hold your whole body in a press up position here, then you can remain on your knees and do the exact same movements, okay? So if you're on your knees, just move them back slightly to create a little bit more width between your knees and your hands. And if you can come up to the press up position, you're going to do this movement from here, okay? So from this top position, we're just going to slowly lower ourselves down every 3 seconds. So 3, 2, 1, and pop ourselves back up to the top. I'm going to do 2 more of these. 3, 2, 1, back up to the top. And if you're doing it from the knees, then it'll look like this. 3, 2, 1, back up to the top, okay? So we've got a little bit of blood flowing into the upper body now. And just to make it a little bit more challenging, we're going to do 2 more, but with our legs raised in the air, okay? So if you're on your knees, it's going to look like this. And if you're not on your knees, then you can bring your leg up to here, okay? So we're going to do 2 more, 1 on each leg. 3, 2, 1. And push, swap legs. 3, 2, 1. And push. And then take a rest there. So just take a little rest, because kind of what we're doing at this point is when we've been kind of sitting down for a long time, a lot of the blood flow is not flowing around. So when we just do something like that, the blood is really going to start to pump around. It's going to get all the way down to our arms, all the way down to our legs, and getting back round to the heart as well, which is exactly what we want. So we're going to come up now into a standing position. So a good way to do this, to move on to the exercise we're going to do next, if you just take a nice wide stance with the feet, and just slowly move yourself from this standing position into a little bit more upright, and then you can just move the hands onto the knees. Now we're going to stay in this position for a little while. I'm just going to move a little bit here. So take your feet to a width that feels comfortable for you, and we're just going to shift our weight from side to side, and you're going to start to feel a stretch coming to the inside of the thighs, okay? So we're going to shift our weight to one side, and then shift our weight to the other side. Don't worry if you can't get your legs straight, it's really not the purpose of this. The purpose is just to get you moving. We don't really mind at this point how mobile we are, how flexible we are. Really isn't the purpose of these sessions. There's plenty of other time for us to work on that. At the moment we're just looking at getting ourselves moving. So we can do 2 more here. And last one. Now from this position, just going to leave your hands on your knees. What I'm going to get you to do is just drop one shoulder down to the mat and then rotate the other shoulder down to the mat. So I'm going to twist to my left side and drop my right shoulder down, pushing that right knee away. Do the same on the other side, left shoulder down, pushing the left knee. One more on each side. And the other side. Just walk your feet in. And now we're going to start work a little bit on a hinge position. So we're going to move ourselves quite nicely from that move into this move. So you can actually leave your hands on your knees if you want to. But the idea is we're really trying to get this nice flat back. So we're not caved over like this, and we're not hyperextended this way either. So you can use your hands on your knees if you want to, just to feel that nice straight position. Now from here, the idea is we're going to come from standing. We can slide our hands down our thighs, keeping that nice tall posture. And you're going to feel a nice stretch coming to the hamstrings, and we really need to use our muscles to maintain that posture. We're going to do 2 more of these. And the last one. And take a rest there. Just going to work a little bit now into the neck. So I'm going to do this from an eating position just so you can see a little bit better, but I prefer you to do this from a standing position, okay? So we're just going to work a little bit on the neck. When we're sat down for long periods, the muscles in the neck become really, really tight. So you're going to ease those off with a little bit of movement. So the first thing you do is just look as far as you can to your left, while pulling your right shoulder as far back as you can. So we're going to pull the right shoulder back and look to our left. Again, really trying to control that breathing. 3, 2, 1. We're going to swap sides. Over to the right, pull the left shoulder back. 3, 2, 1. Back to the center. Now we're going to drop our left ear down to our left shoulder. And we're still thinking about pulling that right shoulder down and back. You should feel the stretch now come on the side of the neck. Think about tilting your chin up and away. Same again now on the other side. Right ear to right shoulder. Left shoulder down and away. Tilt the chin up. And then we're going to do left is left shoulder, but we're going to move our head back. Start working on the front of the neck, so just let the head fall backwards. And again, keep that posture in the right shoulder. Lift the chin and the jaw up and away. And over to the right hand side now. And you are done. Guys, fantastic job today. Just getting yourself moving. You don't realise how much benefit you're going to do to yourself if you can keep this up and really reduce the amount of time you're sat down. Your golf is really going to benefit, and most importantly, your health is going to benefit as well. Well done for today. Plenty more videos coming up. I look forward to seeing you on the next video.